Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We are now joined by Steve Gaito, financial planner. Steve, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We were starting to have a great conversation and we said, let's just wait and get it on air, right?
Sounds good.
Tell us a little bit about, I know you're working in this area, and that would be Hilton Head, Bluffton, correct?
Anything that's within about a half-hour drive.
Okay.
I live up in the mountains of North Carolina, but come here on a regular basis and love the coast.
Yeah.
I've been worked at summer camps on the coast and spend a good amount of my time down here.
Well, being in the senior business, we work with a lot of great financial planners like yourself. Tell us a little bit. I think your specialty, you mentioned you really are into, obviously, the tax side of it, correct?
That's correct. So there are three areas. Social Security, all retirement starts with Social Security. It's the one variable you can control.
Okay.
So I like to make sure people can get the most out of Social Security. I traveled the country teaching people about how to optimize Social Security, so that's something that's right in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
The second thing is long-term care. And long-term care, I just saw a statistic that in 2050, it's going to be 20% of the population is over 65. Which means long-term care is going to become a huge issue because 75% of people are going to have a long-term care event in their lifetime. And then the last one is taxes. $30 trillion worth of debt doesn't take a rocket science to do that, but we had a transformational event back for the baby boomers where they went from pensions to having a defined contribution plan, which means they got to manage their own money. And so how does that work? What impact do taxes have on it? That's one of the biggest risks that people don't address in retirement.
And you do a lot of educating. Obviously, you do a lot of lunch and learns. Is that correct?
That's right. And we just had a great one at Truffles in Bluffton.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, great food.
Yeah. It's one of my spots,
I'd go back there in a heartbeat. But we're looking at doing them on a regular basis. Education is something that I've done most of my life in the financial planning world. And so I like to teach and I like to follow up. And so it went so well, we're going to do more of them.
You're going to do a series of them. That's awesome. Well, I noticed you have some books over there. Tell the viewers what do you have?
Well, I think that education is so important. And Martin Ruby is an actuary that wrote a couple books. One of them actually changed the way that I do retirement planning. Because it talked specifically about taxes. And that's the no compromise retirement plan. There's another book that's for younger folks, talks about how they should save and where they should save. With the tax laws changing, it makes sense for them to reconsider Roth options. And then this book just came out Monday, a week ago Monday. It's the new Holistic. It's designed specifically for baby boomers. And it talks about what impact the pandemic has had on their retirement, the things that they don't think about, and how to address them. And so I work with those folks. They're kind of a consulting firm that I use as a financial planner to give me better advice to help my clients.
Now, for the viewers that are obviously listening to you and being very interested in what you're saying, do you have a website?
I do. It's www.retirerm.com. And from there, you can actually get a free copy of any of those three books. There's that obnoxious little pop-up thing that comes up at the beginning that gets your email, and that's really all we need. We're doing that so that other people aren't just taking my information and running. We want to know who's getting it. But all three of the books are available there. I'd encourage people. They're a 2-hour read for most of them, and it's a lot of great information. After that, there's appointment scheduling stuff. I've got those funky little whiteboards on there. I've got seminars recorded on there, so there's a lot of information on the website.
And Steve, do you find that obviously, I guess now, after we all went through the pandemic, we've learned to do a lot of things through Zoom and other ways of communicating instead of actually sitting face to face. So are you open to doing advising this way?
I'd say about 70% of my meetings now are Zoom. Two reasons. One, it's real convenient for everybody. Fortunately, I've had most of the people showing up with appropriate clothing and everything on. That seems to be a problem with our challenge with Zoom. But really, it's an efficient way of doing it. But if you want to sit and meet with me, I've got an office about a mile from here.
You do?
In the studios.
Perfect.
You can come in and meet with me. I'm also adding a second office over in Bluffton that I can meet with you anytime you want to meet. So my calendars are on there. As I do travel, I'm in North Carolina, South Carolina, a little bit of Georgia now. So anytime I can expand it, I like to do that.
Steve, great to meet you. Really very good information you gave us today. I appreciate that,
I appreciate it too. I look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely. Welcome to the community.
Thanks.
Please stay with us here on the Senior Network. We have more to come. I want to thank you for joining us here today with Steve, one of our senior care experts. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.